Greg Olsen had four choices, technically. He could have selected the Seahawks, the Bills, or Washington, or Fox. He decides to go to Seattle and join forces with Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, and company. Another weapon for Russell Wilson. And look, Chris, last year, Will Disley was doing well at tight end until he tore an ACL against the Browns or a week before that. And then Jacob Hollister was okay. Not spectacular, but good enough.
Yeah, that's
now
right.
Greg Olsen, 35 years old. I don't know what he's got left in the tank. And the thing about Father Time is he will kick your butt suddenly and without warning. But I kind of like the idea of Greg Olsen squeezing out one more year with a franchise quarterback in Russell Wilson. He's accustomed to playing with a franchise quarterback in Cam Newton, and this gives Wilson somebody he can throw the ball to if Wilson is adamant, as he seemed to be when we saw him a couple of weeks ago at the Super Bowl, about maybe trying to put the pedal to the metal and move things along and use his ability to create, not just with his feet, but with his arm.
Yeah, well, and tight end, the Seattle Seahawks and the Russell Wilson era and Pete Carroll, they value that position. They have. And, Greg Olsen, yeah, he's not the player he was 5 and 6 years ago, but he is still good. He is. I mean, just when I watched him this year and he's healthy, he's still capable of getting open in the pass game and making plays that way, and he's still a viable blocker. I mean, he's not a killer at the end of the line of scrimmage. It's not like it's George Kittle, but it's still good. So you're getting everything as far as what the Seattle Seahawks want. They're a balanced football team that errs on kind of run first. Yeah, like we've heard Russell say, we want them to change a little bit. But Olsen, dependable. It's a huge position for them. My only thing I would say to Seattle, I love the signing, and I think Greg Olsen was really smart to go there. I mean, if you want to be a part of a team that's got a chance to go to the Super Bowl and put up good stats and maybe extend your career, I think Seattle was the right place. But I do think Seattle's also, with his injury history just the last few years, they got to sign a few other tight ends, too, for the just-in-case plan, because he is at that age of his career where things are, starting to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah, we don't know where Will Disley is in his rehab from the ACL tear, but Russell Wilson had a strong affinity for Disley, not just what he does on the field, but what he brings to the locker room, etc. Hollister, again, good enough. Now, Seahawks fans wish he would have been a couple more inches better at the goal line in Week 17, the last game of the regular season, or the Seahawks would have won the division, and the 49ers would have been relegated to the number 5 seed. But, look, I like it because we don't see the Seahawks typically do this. They did the trade for Jimmy Graham that never really worked because, I don't know, they expected him to show up and block. Are you kidding me? That's not what he does. No. And then they were frustrated when he didn't block. That's not what he does. That's not who you traded for. So I think this time around they go into it with the understanding of who they're getting, what the abilities are, what the limitations are. And look, the guy, he brings leadership instantly.
That's right.
The locker room's going to respect him. And he gets a chance to chase a championship. Of the 3 teams that he was considering, Chris, the Seahawks are the ones best positioned to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it was, Seattle, Buffalo, and Washington, right? That's the 3 that it came down to. And, I did like the Buffalo prospects there. I think that is a team and an offense that knows how to use the tight end as well. But you're right. I mean, come on. At the end of the day, the Seattle Seahawks were inches away from being first-round bye, and who knows where that discussion goes if they do get that touchdown or first down or anything like that. And the other thing I'll say, too, Mike, about is purely X's and O's in football, the thing I like about it here as well, yeah, they run the ball. We know that. But they got 2 freaky guys on the edge right now, and we spent some time with one of those freaks at the Super Bowl. I mean, DK Metcalf he's a budding superstar. I wouldn't be shocked if we came back here next year at this time of the year and we go, DK Metcalf's one of the 3 or 4 best receivers in football. And then with him, Lockett on the outside, now you have a guy like Olsen to work the middle of the field too, who's a big target. Wilson sometimes a little reluctant to throw the ball in the middle of the field because of his lack of height, and I don't know if he always sees clearly, but to have a big target like this will encourage that, and I think make them a lot harder to defend in their pass offense.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that, if this team wants to get back to the Super Bowl, and there is that urgency that is beginning to creep out in Russell Wilson. He's 8 years into his career. He's got 1 Super Bowl win, another Super Bowl appearance. You have to address your areas of need, and you have to show a willingness to go out and be aggressive. And maybe this is just the beginning, not the end of what the Seahawks are going to be doing. I don't know that Greg Olsen falls into the superstar category at this stage of his career that Russell Wilson was talking about before the Pro Bowl, But Russell Wilson has made it clear he wants to see them add pieces on both sides of the ball because it's not going to be easy to emerge in the NFC. It's not going to be easy to emerge in the NFC West.
No, it's not.
With the 49ers and the Rams and the Cardinals. So they've got their work cut out for them. And I like to see them being aggressive with their attempt to try to get back to where they were. You know, it was in 2018 that Russell Wilson told me it felt like 2012 all over again, which means next year you win a Super Bowl. Now this year, 2019, Pete Carroll made the reference to 2012 all over again.
Right.
At some point, it's got to be 2013.
Well, they're getting
and
close.
I like the idea that they're trying to make this year 2013.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Mike. They're getting close, right? I mean, they're there. Does feel like that because this, too, is the other aspect. They have a lot of money to play with for the first time in the offseason, so they can buy and improve their football team, and we'll be back at PFT right after this.
Well done.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.